Hello, everybody. My name is Benny, and welcome to the Fool's Apprentice. Today is hashtag Saturday, and I am creating my hashtags five. Nope, it's hashtag five tarot decks saved from dot dot dot. Today, I'm doing hashtag five feminine tarot decks saved from a volcano. That's a mouthful. So this is my play on hashtag five decks saved from. And I think I have three or four. I have hashtag five tarot decks saved from a fire, hashtag five oracle decks saved from a flood, hashtag five animal decks saved from extinction, and this one, five feminine decks saved from a volcano. And so this is a play on that old idea that's really Hollywood based. This really doesn't. I did my research, not like an in depth, to really dive in and make sure everything's like perfect, so I don't get points off my paper. This is more. I scanned the internet, looked at the history of virgins that were thrown into volcanoes, and I found out that's a Hollywood idea that was actually created to sell movies. Unfortunately, there is historical base, and probably still happens today somewhere in our world, where virgins, many children, are sacrificed for the gods or for whatever reason that their belief system entails. That's grounded in their cultural beliefs. But we're not going to go there because then this video would be really sad and depressing. So we're going to go with the Hollywood version. And so I ended up going through my decks and I found five what I think are very feminine leaning decks that I like. I own them. And which was really surprising to me because I thought I would be able to find them like this. And it turns out that it wasn't that easy because I don't own as many as I thought I would. Um, so we're going to flip the cam over. We're going to go over the five that I saved and why. Give me 1 second. I will be right back. And I am back. So the first one is a mass market deck, the Nicoletta CI Tarot. As you know, I'm the worst when it comes to names. Let me zoom in a little bit so we can get a really good view of the deck. I really call this deck like Alice in Wonderland on acid. Because that is exactly what it feels like to me. This is not an in-depth study. These are just decks that I'm going to show you that I like, that I would save from a volcano. And they're all very feminine leaning decks for me. And you can get this on Amazon for about $22. It came out in 2014. She's a beautiful artist, has great books. There's actually a video out there of her work. Oh, I want to put this one aside that I will post. If I remember, I'm going to post it in the comment section, or not even the comment section, the description section. But this is such a beautiful deck. There is so much energy in this. There's a lot of female energy. When I first saw this deck, I thought, wow, this is amazing. Very like imaginative, a really great play on the Rider-Waite-Smith. But I will tell you that even today, I would have a really difficult time kind of being able to use this with the knowledge of the Rider-Waite-Smith. It is so different that I just don't think I could read with this intuitively. I mean, with that knowledge, it would be an intuitive deck that I would have to read. I've used this deck maybe one time. I don't even know if that's true. It's in order, so I suspect maybe I haven't used it. But I think it is so pretty. And to be honest, I was going through a moment where I hadn't bought a deck in a while, and I wanted to buy a deck. Why? Because I wanted to. And so I decided, you know what? I'll get a mass market deck, very reasonable. And I just think this is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful deck. Now, the energy I get is of this very misunderstood young girl, maybe an adolescent, who is just quirky. Like, what is her name in Harry Potter? Luana? I think her name is the blonde, who's just a little different than everybody else, but she has a real soft voice. This is what who reminds me when I think of this deck. Um, this is a deck that really, if I were going to read with it, it would be with somebody who, whose personality is basic. Oh my God, look at that. The Five of Swords. Yeah, that's one I get. If there was ever a person I would read this with, it would be with somebody who just goes through the world on their own, not really worrying about anybody else, has a very distinctive way of dressing that makes her stand out, or him. But I really wanted to show these two cards. These two cards are just very, very beautiful. I just love this idea of the Snow White with all the elves in that moment um, uh, when she dies. But I will tell you, I love this Fool. And I did like this. I didn't get it, and so I had to read it. And like the guidebook is really small, but it packs a punch. Let me tell you guys. So I just want to read the Fool. So on here, it says, march to the beat of your own drum. No one can guide you better than your own heart. Individuality, beginnings, so progress. I love that. Marching to the beat of your own drum. That makes so much sense. So this is one of them that of the decks that I have. I have maybe 8 or 9 that are really like full-fledged feminine decks that I would save. Really easy to shuffle. I mean, this is just a really good deck to have. Once you get a handle of the Rider-Waite-Smith, because it really does feel for me like its own little system. You have to know these cards. You have to know the meanings of the Rider-Waite-Smith cards. So the next one is the Heartscape Tarot. And this one you can get on Tevada. Now, guys, I have seen this deck go for a lot of money. But Tevada will reprint these. In fact, I've seen somebody sell them for over $200 while they're still like when there are some in print. And I'm like, I think, I don't know why, but just be patient, wait till Tevada prints it and then get it at a reasonable price, $67. I had the 8 of Wands out, but this deck, let me zoom in a little bit more. Now, I love this deck. It's a very beautiful deck. It is a challenge for me to, actually, let me go back out so you can see the cards I've already done. Because the way they lay is just so different from everything else. But there's just a very feminine energy for me with this. But this feels more like an older woman who has lived a very full and rich life. Oh my God, how beautiful is that? Someone that has a lot of wisdom, the kind of person that you would want to go visit on a Sunday and have a cup of coffee, ask a question, and then just sit and listen as they reminisce about their life and the things that they have lived through. This is a deck that I think I would reach for when I needed to get a really full, thorough answer that really provides the reader or me with a lot to reflect on. It's one that would really provide me with a lot of guidance, but wouldn't necessarily give me the answer because this deck knows, just like somebody who's much older, that really the lessons will be learned through the decisions that you make. And regardless of the outcomes of those decisions, you will become a more wise person. But, you have that youthful play in here, like when the person was younger and then, somebody who's lived through heartache, someone that's had to deal with, consequences, somebody who's had a really full and happy life. It's just somebody who's reflected and had to really work on keeping things still and balanced. So somebody who's had to make some real serious financial decisions, someone who's not necessarily throwing their money out there over nothing. But like this deck just feels like your great great grandmother who's still around, full of life. The images are beautiful. I like the use of color. This is another deck that uses, I think, light really well, from very dark colors to very bright colors. The tones of the colors vary as well. Like, look how soft this looks. That's just stunning. Let me see. Is this? There we go. It's just a beautiful, beautiful deck. I just love it. Um, Here's the Three of Hearts. You know how I feel about the Three of Hearts. I'm going to be making a video on the Three of Hearts. I did one on the Eight of Swords. So I figured let's do one on the Eight of Swords. But as you can see, it's just lovely. So this is definitely a deck that leans very feminine to me. That, oh, I love Judgment. That I would use. Look at the Hierophant. Like, they have their own kingdom at a different plane that they're in control of or in charge of. Oh, I love the concepts on these. This is a great deck. So definitely a deck that I would save from a Volcano. And be patient. Sign up to get notified when the deck's back in stock on Tivada. Don't spend a couple $100s on this deck. I think it's worth it, but it's unnecessary when they reprint them. They don't reprint them as often as people would like, but they get reprinted. Oh my gosh. Okay. The Rainbow Tarot. Many of you are going to be very happy to hear that this is going to be going mass market. It's going to be released on May 7th. On Amazon, it's going for like $25. This feels like Candyland to me. It's going to come with a digital guidebook. It didn't come out with a guidebook with the indie. So I'm hoping that it's made mass. I'm hoping the guidebook is made available to those who backed this deck up to begin with, because I don't want to have to buy a mass market deck just to get the digital guidebook. And so this, I just love this. Love this. It is like going to be a bookmark for me. I'm telling you, it's stunning. Okay, if there was ever a deck, well, there's several decks out there, but this is a deck that uses so many colors. It's just absolutely stunning. It has this Marseille feel. It's very Rider-Waite-Smith. If you know Rider-Waite-Smith, you can read with it. This is a deck I would actually... Would I give this to a new person? I think I would, because I think it's fun to play with. This is a very happy, young, go-lucky kind of deck. That's just really, really fun to play with. This is so nice. I love it. I mean, look at all these colors. And they all go so well. These are my favorite colors. I just love these. I mean, I like how she uses... Look at that. It's just fun. It's just so interesting how she has been able... You got to be an artist to create something like this. Like, this just doesn't happen. It's very playful. This is a deck that I would use. I think you could actually use this deck for any kind of reading, for any kind of person, but more so someone who doesn't take themselves too seriously. Someone that just really has a lot of fun in life. People who tend to have a disposition where, you know, when challenges arise, they seem to be able to find the silver lining in it. So, very fun deck, very spring, very summer. You know, I like that we have men, women, young, old. Look at that. Okay, if there was ever a sun card that was cute, this is it. Come on, the baby's bottom. I love this horse. It's like, why is a baby's bottom on my back? Oh my God, that's hilarious. I love this horse. It cracks me up. Sunflowers don't bother me. I love this card. I'm probably going to have to make this one of my favorite cards somewhere. That's great. I love it. But it's beautiful. Like, is this... I like this gender fluidity in this card. So it's an LGBT created deck inspired by the LGBT community. It's just a lovely, fun deck. Look at that. I love her hair with the horns on there. Just very, very playful, very fun. Even the Eight of Wands is interesting. So if you don't have this deck, I would highly recommend this one. This one's fun to play with. I'll be using this one in the next couple of weeks. Maybe next week for my daily pulls that I post on Instagram. Cardstock is really nice. I don't know what the cardstock's going to be on the mass market. There was one issue with the box, though, is that a card always wanted to slip out. Let's see if I can... See, it wants to slip out. See? And I've actually dropped the card right there. I've actually dropped the card. And fortunately, my dogs didn't get to it. So I have to be careful with this one. Now, I think this is an underrated deck. The Sacred Bee. Journey of the Sacred Bee. I love the box. It's beautiful. Oh, okay, guys. Yes, I know. There's a sunflower. However, I can overlook that because I really like, nice little book. I really love this deck. This deck is stunning. Really nice. Look at the backs on this. Isn't that beautiful? Beautiful. Look at the gilding. I love this matte gilding. But I think this is very underrated. It's 350 GSM, but it has a white core. I don't know what that means. Black core, white core. You know, it's beyond me. And just let me tell you, the images are very clean, very crisp. The colors are very saturated. It's just a beautiful deck. There's a lot to draw from. I love color. The way she uses color here is amazing. She uses a lot of sacred geometry, is what she says. I don't know what that means. I'm not there yet. I'm still trying to learn the cards. That's something I'll probably try to pick up later. But this feels like a very, very strong, powerful woman to me. This is a woman that has a lot of confidence. This is a woman that walks into a room and demands everybody's attention unintentionally. It's just she walks in a room and people notice. This is a deck that if I pull, it's because I want a very clear, concise reading. It's something that, I don't want to have to think about. It's just going to tell me what I need to know. This feels like a woman that runs a business, is a CEO, somebody who knows how to take charge, and knows what they're doing. It's not this, fake it till you make it. This deck has made it. This woman knows her place in the world. Oh my God, look at that. Isn't that stunning? This is another one I would give a chance to. You can get it I believe you can get it on Etsy for like $52. It's still in print. In fact, she has 3 decks. She has this one, Journey of the Sacred Bee. She has Keeper of the Sacred Bee Tarot. And then she has Wisdom of the Sacred Bee, Wisdom Oracle deck, which I have and also love. And they work really well together. Look at this Hermit. Isn't this Hermit amazing? Look at that with all the malas, the robes, and of course bees are everywhere. And some people are like, really? You don't have to see a bee everywhere? Well, in this deck, yes, you do. But wonderful for spring. I would really want to save this one. There's just so much information in each of these cards that you can pull from. It allows for intuitive readings as well, because there is so much in just a single image. This would be a great tarot deck to pull a card and just journal on it, because there is just so much information. So definitely on my list to save from a Volcano. This deck offers so much. This is a deck that is a leader in the pack of decks. If you don't have it, highly recommend it. I don't think you'll be disappointed. And finally, to the last one, the Kale Tarot Love. This one is a very artsy deck. Even the box is very artsy. It's just a clamp box, but it's not anything fancy, but it's very well done. It's very nice. The guidebook is very different. It's also very artsy. It's, a little pamphlet held together by some rope. I just think it's very cute and quaint. Very one sentence, maybe two, for the readings, definitions. Some of them just have questions. But this feels, oh, look at those backs. I love those. This one you can definitely get on Etsy still, $58. It's a scene tarot deck. Each one is a painting that was done. And it's just really, really beautiful. Look at the Hierophant. Look at that, guys. I just love the colors. It's just very soft and mysterious. This feels like the tarot reader that you would go to get your cards read. That's what this one feels like to me. Very mysterious. They put the cards out and it's like, ooh, I wonder what it says. When you don't know. I think this really calls to women. I think this calls to really all types of women, not just a specific one. I think young women, women just starting their careers, in the midst of their careers, mothers, business women, women wanting to know about love, heartache, women seeking advice on what to do financial. I mean, this is for me, a very universal deck. And when I pull this deck, it's because I want to be able to tap into my intuition and see what comes up. This is the kind of deck that I don't necessarily need to know the definition or the meaning of each and every card. Look at the Chariot. Wow, that's powerful. Here's another right there. This is a deck that I would sit with and just sit and look at the cards and just see what comes up. This is another one that I think would be a beautiful deck to journal with. Maybe some abstract writing where you just free flow and just write. You're not really thinking about what you want to write. You just allow the images to guide your hand and see what comes up. But this is beautiful. I love, I'm not a big fan of big borders and stuff, but this big chunky border at the bottom where you have the text allows enough space between the text and the image for you to kind of forget that there's actual text to begin with. So really, really like that. So that is a deck I would definitely save from a Volcano. So, you know what? Let's pick. I'm interested. I haven't played this since last year. So let me shuffle these real quick and see. Let's just pull a card. Oh my God, this is a dream to show. Like, these are so bendable. Look at that. Bendable. And it comes back. All right, let's see what we got. The Five of Swords, of course. I'm in a good mood. Why do you want to give me the Five of Swords? Let's see what the Five of Swords says. All right, Wands, Cups, probably back here. Pentacles. Five of Swords. I seek truth through entanglements of the heart, a difficult win. Wow. Yeah, let me turn the camera around and I'll have some parting words. Okay, guys, I'm back. So those, I really am surprised that I don't have more feminine leaning decks than I do. And I have a lot, but I guess all my boohooing and complaining about not having enough masculine leaning deck or balanced deck really probably isn't as warranted as I thought. I don't know. But the fact that I did this challenge and I really had a look, I think says a lot. But all of these, definitely all of these. I think of all of these, the one that's my favorite, I would say, is the Rainbow Tarot because of the use of color and how easy it is to read with when it comes to the Rider-Waite style. I think the deck that really has a lot of information that you can draw from is Journey of the Sacred Bee. I think the deck that really would help with tapping in, like really tapping in to your intuition, would be the Kale Tarot Love. I just think this is a beautiful deck. This is just really quirky and crazy, and this is just very wise, you know. I hope you liked this video. So that's my fourth one. I have another one coming up, I'd say in maybe 6 to 8 weeks, you know, because I like doing everybody else's more than creating my own. But until next time, I am the Fool's Apprentice. Bye.